Hello, everyone, this is part 6. Are you ready to watch? Enjoy this show. Please support me. It's been a few months since I last posted, and honestly, I didn't expect to be writing again anytime soon. But life has a way of throwing new challenges your way when you least expect it. And let me tell you, things got real last week. First off, I want to say that I'm still doing well overall. The relationship with Claire is going strong, and I'm still staying true to the lessons I learned from the mess with Melissa. Things have been calm and steady, and I've been focusing on me, on my work, and on what truly matters. But last week? It felt like the universe was testing me, and I'm not sure if I passed or failed. So, here's what happened. As I've told you all before, I'd been very clear with Melissa. I told her not to reach out, and for a while, she respected that. But then, out of nowhere, I get an unexpected notification from Instagram. The notification was a story update, and as I scrolled, I realized it was a post from Melissa. The caption read, "You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice." No tags. No context. Just that quote. It threw me off completely. You know when you just feel a weird gut reaction? I didn't know what to make of it, but something didn't sit right. I stared at it for a moment, trying to figure out if this was just some random motivational quote or if there was something behind it. Was she trying to get my attention? Was it a dig? Or was she just sharing a personal thought? I didn't want to jump to conclusions. I told myself I wasn't going to respond. I had learned my lesson. But my mind couldn't stop swirling. My phone pinged again, and this time, it was a direct message from Melissa. I'll spare you the details of the whole message, but basically, it was her asking how I was doing and implying that maybe we should talk. "I don't want things to end like this," she said. "We should catch up." I froze. I couldn't believe what I was reading. Didn't I just tell her that I was done? Wasn't it clear that I was moving on with my life? But here's the thing, even though I felt anger bubbling up inside, a part of me also felt a weird sense of responsibility. Like maybe I owed her some sort of closure or understanding. Which, let me tell you, is ridiculous. I didn't owe her anything. I didn't owe anyone an explanation except myself. And yet, that old part of me, the part that still had lingering feelings, was tugging at me, making me second-guess myself. I wanted to talk to Claire about it. I knew I should. But I didn't want to bring up the past again. I didn't want to revisit that place. And Claire has been nothing but understanding with me, but I didn't want to stress her out with Melissa's drama. I didn't want to risk anything with her. But at the same time, I didn't want to lie or hide things from Claire, either. So, I took a step back and gave myself a few hours to think. I did some deep breathing, took a walk, and tried to clear my head. I knew that the answer wasn't in Melissa's message, and the answer wasn't in my old habits either. It was about moving forward, not backward. I eventually decided to just block Melissa. Not as a way of being petty or immature, but as a way of protecting my own peace. I realized that if I didn't do it, I'd be living in the shadow of my past for much longer than necessary. I won't lie, it wasn't easy. There was a part of me that wanted to be the good guy and have some kind of cordial conversation with her. But I had to remind myself, the good guy doesn't keep walking backward when everything ahead is waiting for me. I'll admit, the temptation to reach out to her and give her some sort of closure was there. But the truth is, there is no closure when you're dealing with someone who never gave you the respect you deserved in the first place. Melissa's actions had already told me everything I needed to know. There was nothing more to say. That night, I told Claire what had happened. She listened patiently, and she didn't react the way I thought she might. I expected some kind of jealousy or concern, but instead, she just said, "It's not easy, is it? Moving on, I mean. But you're doing it. You're doing the right thing." It felt good to have her support, and I realized how much I needed that in my life. It was one more moment that reinforced my decision to leave the past behind and not let old patterns dictate my present or future. But here's the thing, even after all of this, it still stings. I still feel the hurt of the betrayal, and I still have moments when I wonder what my life would have been like if things had worked out differently. But I'm no longer haunted by it. I'm no longer letting the past steal my present. And that's progress. That's real progress. So, where am I now? I'm doing what I've been doing all along, focusing on myself, on the people who matter, and on the life I want to build. It's a process, and it's messy, but I'm learning how to handle it in a healthier way. And to anyone reading this, especially those dealing with similar situations, take it from me, sometimes the best thing you can do is let go. Let go of the past. Let go of the people who hurt you. And most importantly, let go of the idea that you need their closure. You've got everything you need to move on right within yourself. Thanks again for reading, Reddit. I'll keep you posted, but I think I'm finally getting the hang of this moving forward thing. It's been a few more months since my last update, and I've got some more things to share. Some of it's pretty heavy, but some of it's honestly pretty uplifting, so I'm hoping this can be a bit of a balanced post. I've been thinking a lot about where I'm at now, what's changed, what hasn't, and I wanted to take a moment to reflect on what this journey has taught me. So, let's dive right in. When I blocked Melissa after that last message, I really thought that would be the last I'd hear from her. I knew it was the right choice for me, but I also knew that this was still something I had to process. Like, even though I didn't have any direct contact with her anymore, it felt like there was this lingering presence. A shadow of the past. It's crazy how one person can have so much control over your life even after they're gone. But here's the unexpected part: once I truly let go of that old chapter, something amazing happened. I started feeling free in a way I never had before. That sounds corny, I know, but it's true. I wasn't constantly second-guessing myself or wondering if I'd done the right thing. I was living for me, not for the idea of closure that never came. I was starting to appreciate the quiet in my life. It wasn't long before I took a trip to the West Coast, just me, some hiking trails, and a ton of thinking. I needed that. There was something about being in nature, away from everything, that put things into perspective. I didn't need to keep analyzing everything that had happened. The past wasn't mine to fix anymore. And it felt incredible to realize that. Then there was Claire. For the longest time, I hadn't let myself admit just how much she meant to me. I think part of me was still holding back. Like I was scared that if I got too close, I'd end up hurt again, just like with Melissa. But after that trip, I came back with a different mindset. I didn't want to let fear control my life anymore. I wanted to move forward without reservation. So, I decided to have an honest conversation with Claire. We met up at a coffee shop on a Sunday afternoon. It was low-key, nothing fancy, just the two of us sitting at a corner table. I told her I appreciated her support through everything, that I was really enjoying the time we were spending together, and that I didn't want to hold back anymore. I know I've been guarded with you, Claire. And I'm sorry for that. But I want to move forward with you. I think we could have something real. She smiled, but there was this look in her eyes, like she was really taking in what I was saying. I don't want you to rush into anything with me because of what happened with Melissa. I want you to make sure you're ready. I don't want to be the rebound. I think that was the first moment I really realized how much she respected me and how much she respected us. I'm not rushing anything, I said. I just want to see where this goes. But I also don't want to keep hiding parts of myself. I'm ready for the next step. It felt like a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. It wasn't just about taking a chance on a relationship with Claire, it was about taking a chance on myself. I wasn't going to live in the past, constantly protecting myself from the fear of being hurt again. I was ready to be vulnerable. To trust. And that's something I hadn't truly done in years. Since then, Claire and I have continued to see each other. We've been on some trips, had deep talks about our values and our goals, and I've really started to open up to her. It's slow, but it feels real. And even though I'm still cautious about my heart, I'm learning how to navigate this new chapter with a much more balanced perspective. But here's the kicker, this is the part that's been hardest to admit to myself, I still feel a little lost sometimes. I still have moments where I'm not sure if I've fully processed everything with Melissa, or if I'm carrying around some emotional baggage that I haven't fully unpacked yet. But here's the thing, I'm learning that that's okay. It doesn't make me weak. It makes me human. I've realized that healing doesn't happen on a strict timeline. It's not a checklist, not something you can just complete. Some days, I feel amazing. Some days, I feel like I'm still figuring things out. But the point is, I'm still moving forward, even on the tough days. And I've learned to be kinder to myself in those moments. I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's okay not to have it all figured out. It's okay to still have scars, even if they don't define you anymore. I'm proud of how far I've come, but I'm also giving myself grace to keep growing. To anyone who's going through something similar, whether it's dealing with betrayal, navigating a breakup, or just trying to rebuild your life, remember that progress isn't linear. You won't have everything figured out in a week or a month. But if you keep moving forward, even if it's just a little bit each day, you'll get to a place where the past doesn't hold the power over you anymore. You can let go, and you can rebuild. Thanks again for following my journey, Reddit. I'll keep you updated as I go. Thank you for watching. I ask you to help me. Subscribe to my channel, put likes, and do not forget to comment. Thank you. See you in another video.